Welcome back to the With Laura Smith podcast. This is episode 7. Today in this podcast, I have a very special guest with me. She is originally from Russia and now she's living in Barcelona. And she is someone with incredible passion for life. She's a surprise you'll not expect. She's a true champion who helps create champions, working with people to grow, lead, and really step into their true potential. I'm so excited to have her here. So let's welcome Anna and let's dive into her journey of who she is. Thank you, Anna, for coming. Welcome to my podcast. And if you can share something about yourself, who you are, and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, thank you for having me. Well, I'm Anna Yulusova. I'm originally from Russia, but already for 25 years I live here in Barcelona, Spain. And I'm an executive coach for high achievers. But I'm a former professional athlete, and my career started in professional sport. So
So let's start from the beginning. Let's first to know who was Anna before. And if you can share your story, I met you on this networking event, obviously, and you shared that you were a pro kickboxing, was it?
yeah,
Athlete. And I was like,
right.
you are crazy. So let's go. But let's start even before. What made you to join to kickboxing?
Well, first of all, my professional sports career started when I was 2 years old, when my parents, swimming coaching, threw me into the water and they said, swim. And at the age of 5, I won my first competition. I had no choice. I mean, I was born a sportsman, you know. And I've been in this sport, swimming, till I was 15 years old. And then I shifted to another kind of sport, which is pentathlon. In Russia, it's a little bit different from how it is here. It's 5 sports in one. It's swimming, running, shooting, rowing, and also vela, how it is called, sailing.
Okay.
So, and I became the last USSR champion in this kind of sports in pentathlon as a team and by individual also. And then when I was 16, I had my first kickboxing club opening just close to my neighborhood. And I was like, for women, because before it was no way that girls could go and do kickboxing. So I was one of the first ones when I entered, and I started to train as I already had a really good background as a sportsman. I won my first Russian championship at the age of 16, and then I won 2 more, and then I won Asia Championship and URS.
In
So
kickboxing.
yes, yes.
How old were you?
Well, I started when I was 16, and I ended about 20 when I was
So
20 years old.
so
Yeah,
why did you end it?
because I had another big dream. I
Mm-hmm.
always wanted to live abroad. Like it was a really big dream for me. That's why I always studied English. And I was looking for the options. So first I moved to Moscow when I was 20 years old. And at the age of 25, I moved to Barcelona because there was one summer vacation when we went with my friend with whom I've been working in Moscow. And she said, let's go for vacations to Spain. And I'm like, okay, great. And I loved it. So when I came back to Moscow, I was thinking like I have to do whatever it takes to get there. And I found Spanish courses here in Barcelona. That was the only way how you could move from Russia at that epoch. So I started to study Spanish here, but when I came here, I had no idea. I mean, I was not able to say even hola. I mean, I didn't
Mhm.
know a word. So yeah, but that's how it started here.
So when you were like, okay, so you win in championship and all of that in such an early age, how was that for you, the performing parts and achieving in such a young age and doing all these things as a woman? How did you feel? How was that like? Did you feel complete? Did you feel satisfied? What was the feelings you were experiencing? Because you were young, you were obviously so much different than your friends. How
Yes.
was that? How was that for you?
Well, as I told you, first I had no choice. I mean, I became a sportsman because it was something that it was at home. And then professional sport gave me everything. Like
Mm.
the way I go for my goals, the way how I live my life, that's all from professional sports. So I'm very grateful for being there. But if we talk about how it was, well, it was really tough sometimes because I actually had no childhood. I had no friends. My day started always at 6 a.m. in the morning. I had breakfast. I went to train. Then I went to college. After college, I had my lunch. I had another training. And then I came home. I mm, did my homework and I went to bed. That was my life for so many years. When I was older, when I was doing kickboxing, uh, I was it was not tough as it was when I started, but still, when I was preparing for competitions, it was 7-8 hours per day training. So it was my life, like my whole life.
Would you choose that as a child?
I think that as kids, we are not there to choose. Our parents choose for us. So I don't know. But the thing is that I really now understand what it gave me, and I have nothing but to be grateful for this.
Well, that's so. Let's go to the present. You said you moved to Barcelona. What was the intention moving to Barcelona? Of course, were you done with the sports, or you wanted to start something totally different, or what was like what you were thinking when you were moving to Barcelona?
Yeah. Well, my big dream was to enter a big corporate and to become an executive. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was my dream. Uh, that's why when I actually that's why I chosen to quit professional sport and I started to study double degree in Russia. I studied psychology and international relations. And when I went to Moscow, I already entered there my first corporate, Heineken, and I achieved so much in 1 year. So I loved this. And I thought that I want to work in a big company where I can put all my experience, all my languages. And it was so much at that time, international development. So I really wanted this. That's why my decision was to go for another degree. And I started business and marketing here in Barcelona to have a good level of business Spanish. And then I started my career looking for jobs, and finally I ended in a American corporation, where I've been for last 12 years.
Can I ask you why corporation? Why you went study psychology after doing sports and all of that? Why did you choose to do such a different thing?
Well, it was psychology. It was something like side thing a little bit, because in my university there was a double degree first year that they opened it, and I wanted to study international relations,
Mm-hmm.
but you had to study another career. I wanted psychology maybe because sometimes I was kind of mess for myself, because it's being a professional sportsman, it's very tough. The
Mm-hmm.
mindset, the mentality that you have, it's crazy. Sometimes it's so difficult. So that's why I think I've chosen psychology. And why corporate? Because in that time in Russia, like it was a big dream, like, entering a big international company.
Yeah.
So it was kind of thing that I think every girl of my age at the age of 20 was dreaming of.
When you were speaking about mindset as a sportsman, what was your mindset? Like, what was the struggles that you were having as a having that strong mindset to keep going?
Well, I'm talking about champions mindset a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And champions mindset, actually, it's not about winning all the time. It's about how you handle it. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. But the thing is that how you handle all this mentally. So champions mindset, like there is no even one professional sportsman who comes to sport just to be average. We all come to win it, to become champions. Like that's why they, like, we professional athletes, we don't even think about losing. It's not
Mm-hmm.
even an option for us. And this is champions mindset. Like whatever it happens, whatever setback you have, you are resilient and you are consistent and you are going in the direction to your goal. This is the champion's mind.
Does everybody enter with this mindset to a competitions or like to become a sportsman?
No, because champions, they are not born, they are built.
Ah,
That's what
nice.
we develop. That's what I developed, because there were so many setbacks. There were so many days when you just cry because you can't do it anymore. And there is a coach there who is pushing you for your limits, who believes in you, and who makes believes yourself. You have believe in yourself. It's like self leadership. You have to understand that that everything that you do day by day, and even this very difficult, it's even if you struggle a lot, you suffer so many hours and it's hard, but finally you get there. So this goal there, like there is nothing can stop you to get there, and that's what you
It's
develop.
it's like life. It's literally like building a business, building anything, just being better, a champion of your life, basically. Because we
Yeah,
all, of course, we all go through these setbacks, and it's always nice to have somebody who believes in us and who supports us. And I think we all need these people around us to push us. So that brings me off to what you do right now. So if we can wrap up, so you went to corporate world, you made your dream in Barcelona, and then what happened?
dream came true.
Yes.
Yes, it came true, but the thing is that what I realized, that sometimes we have this big huge dream and then we have it, this is not enough. It's like, I need more, I want more. And that was some kind of realization that I was not happy. I mean, I achieved everything that I wanted, but I didn't enjoy it because I was like, what's next? What's next? Where should I go more? And that brought me actually to understand that I was bringing this from my childhood, from my professional
Hmm.
career as a sportsman, when my father was demanding from me that it was never enough. You have to go more and more and more. And it was exhausting. And also it was connected some kind of to earn love, because my father was my coach and my father was my father, but
Mm.
he denied to be my father. I mean, he loved me, but it was a kind of different love. I was feeling like if I don't win, he doesn't love me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So these things then pop up when you try to understand what's going on inside of you. And that was like, it was all connected in my life. I couldn't understand why I'm here. I have my dream came true. Everything is great, but I'm not happy. So I just started my own personal transformation from inside, trying to find answers. And it was COVID times also. So we all stopped and we had time to breathe, to think. And that's how it all started. I think there is what they say is that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So
Mm-hmm.
that's happened to me. There were people who appeared in my life who first recommended me books to read, or a person with whom I can connect and do a course. So I started with one course with one woman from London. It was really great. We were waking up in a group at 6 in the morning. We were journaling, and it gave me clarity of what do I really want.
Mm.
So it's all started from there. And 2 years ago, I had a restructuring in my company. And, you know, when one door closes for me, I always see the other that opens. And the great thing that my company gave me, they gave me an outplacement service where I had coach. And I
Mm.
saw it from another side as a coachee, and I loved it. I came back to my past as psychologist, and I was like, okay, this is connected. And I went for my personal transformation, and I thought that like that's what I want to do. I have so much knowledge, experience, which I really would like to give now to to transfer to people. And also because I saw and I understood that for me it was possible. So I really just understood that I want to help other people to see things different way.
You mentioned you transform. So what would you say? What was like the biggest transformation you have experienced, or maybe what you have learned about yourself during that transition?
Well, the first one, I think this is for me and for any person to understand, is to take responsibility of everything in your life. Like there is no any other circumstances or people who are responsible for what you do, for what you choose, for what you decide in your life. Like it's you. So I made a decision, and then I think that things like I worked a lot with ego, with I had to pause because this was like a really luxury for me. I never stopped in my life. So I had to be patient and to understand that I have to stop, I have to breathe, I have to implement everything this in my life. And the one thing that I had to leave there is was self-demanding, because I was so demanding with myself, like it was exaggerated. It was never stop. So this was one of the biggest thing that I had to leave there.
How long you were stopped? Was it a short? Was it a week, or was it a long time, or it was like up and down?
Well, I stopped for, I think, well, stopped. Life never stops.
Yes, yes.
I stopped of being with this negative uh, story in my head of that I have to do something, but right now, like, no,
Mhm.
I had to integrate what I really wanted. So I stopped. I went to study executive coaching to here in Barcelona, and that's when I stopped. I had all the time for myself to discover myself, to discover how to give it to people, how to learn executive coaching and everything. What is it there? So I stopped for about a year. Yeah.
How did you feel? Did you have like those inner conflicts where you stop and then you really want to do something, but how do you deal with those inner conflicts if they pop up, if you have any?
Well, there were. It was crazy. It was really crazy. The biggest thing that I learned is that you have to be conscious.
Mhm.
Conscious of all these thoughts that pop up in your head, all these stories and all these beliefs that you have in your head. And when you are conscious, you are just observing them and like, okay, is that true? Is that me? Like you analyze it somehow. And that's what gives you kind of freedom of understanding what do you really want and what is the truth and what is only like you are trying to get there, to put negative thoughts which have nothing to do with reality. So consciousness, I think it's the first thing in all this, when you are so anxious about stopping.
Asking you this because of course you are high achieving woman and you haven't stopped for like nearly half of your life and you keep going. But sometimes when we stop, and you are professional now at this, obviously, we have that feeling, yes, we have these thoughts that we feel like we need to do something, but what we do with the guilt when we don't do.
Oh, guilt.
Because I personally know that happens to me too. When I sat down and I got these ticks and I have to do something, I'm like, no, no, no. I work with my mind of like, hey, this is fine. You are allowed to relax. And then I relax for an hour and then the guilt shows up. And it's like, oh, I should have done that. But now I'm lazy. And again, it's like a never ending circle.
Yeah, guilt. But it's also the one thing that we all have to throw away.
Mhm.
With the guilt, there is one thing that I have like a mantra,
Okay.
which is whatever did, I did it in these circumstances at this time of my life because I had to do it that way. And there is no other way. Guilt, it's always about past. It's always
Mm.
about past. It's that's what you've done or you didn't. So it's like, okay, that's already there. So whatever I did at this moment and under these circumstances, that's the only thing that I can do, that I could do. So
I like that.
that's how you get rid of guilt. So because the guilt is useless, and if you are in the present, if you are conscious about what is it, you're just okay. Guilt, go away.
What can you say? Where is the line when we start understanding the stopping time, the relaxed time, the hour time, but then there is a line where we become a lazy. You know what I mean? Like where we feel like, oh, but I'm taking too much time of doing nothing. Can you maybe share like how to recognize that?
Yeah, great question. Well, actually, this is what I have another thing that I bring from professional sport, which is discipline.
Mm.
When you have discipline in your life, you are not lazy. I mean, this is something we we get really wrong discipline sometimes. We connect it to control, to suffering, to something that is really negative. Yeah, people tend to do this. But for me, discipline is like really freedom, because then you don't have to think about little things that you have to do in your life. You just do them because you are disciplined, you are consistent. But that's also very connected to the goal that you have. If you have your why, where you go, then it's very easy to be consistent and to be disciplined. If you don't know where you go, Sure, that's how we procrastinate, that's how we become lazy. And the laziness is like less we do, less we want to do. That's
Mm.
why, for me, that one thing that I bring from professional athlete past is discipline. Whatever, even if I mean, I do allow myself to be lazy sometimes. That's actually really good. It's one thing also that comes from professional sport, that professional athletes, they need time to recover, like all of us. If we don't have this time to recover, we always do, and then we have burnout. So, but when you have discipline, you just do it.
May I ask you, discipline doesn't mean that, can it be like, it doesn't need to be structured, doesn't need to be organized, like, okay, today at this hour I do this and it need to be every day? Or is it like, I do it when I feel, but I make sure I do it? Or it needs to be like super structured? Because I don't know if maybe you don't agree with this. Like, women are, we have cycles and we go through all this our stuff, and we don't feel like going by that structure. Like every day at 10 o'clock, I'm gonna get up and set up with my business and blah 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 blah. So I want to ask you, like, if can discipline be kind of free?
Yeah, great. Well, for me, discipline is structure,
Hmm.
flexible. Because
Okay.
when it is also, when we put it in the box, we become overwhelmed, and
Hmm.
it's something that is not sustainable in time. One thing that we need to know exactly how we feel, what are our cycles, what season in life we are. Like, I never talk about like strict structure, and it's always about the person, what the person needs, how is the life of this person. You can't put there the same structure, same exercises, same discipline, same nutrition, same whatever to all of them. You know how it is, like this is the program and this is for everybody.
Hmm.
No, it has to be tailored to each person, because each person is different. We all unique. So it has to be flexible, because if not, it won't be sustainable in time. When we all have bad days, we have good days. And yes, women, we have hormones which affect us, and we have to adjust it. So yes, it has to be flexible.
I love that. I feel better. Thank you. This was for me. I'm a little selfish. Let's talk about I've seen a lot of your posts on LinkedIn, and I'm gonna link your profile in the description so everybody can go and see that too. That you also integrate a lot with the body. It's not just the mind, and you keep saying it's all connected. And maybe you can share something with that integration, how you integrate body in your business, or what does it mean to you?
Yeah. Well, body and mind, they are connected. It's just, it's not a separate thing. They are always together. Like when we are not feeling good in our body, when an example, when we eat something and it doesn't feel good, what is your mood then? You are not feeling good. It's not only in your body, it's in it affects you mentally. And the same thing when there is something mentally going through your head and your body, you are not nurturing your body, you are not doing any activities. Mentally, you are weak. So
Hmm.
this is not one thing and another. Like body and mind, they work together. That's why I talk about this connection, and you have to work them together. Like people who it's all about also energy, because if your body doesn't have energy for you to go for things that you have to do during your day, you will be overwhelmed mentally.
So how do you help that with your clients? Obviously, you're an executive coach. You are having your coaching business, right? And you teach people how to do this type of integration, if I'm correct. Can you share what is the process like?
Yeah. Well, first thing that we do actually is diagnostic of where your energy goes, where
Mm-hmm.
you because there are energy drainers and energy boosters during your day, and this can be so many things, starting from nutrition, then activities, then what you do during the day, your job, everything. Like we connect all the day to drainers and boosters. We all have a battery, like, and the battery during the day, it goes down. And if you don't charge it, it will go low. That's how the first thing that I do is this. We look at drainers and boosters. And then what we do is we determine what do you need in your life to connect your body, because some people, they are very active and they
Mm-hmm.
are great in sports, but mentally they have so many limiting beliefs and so many barriers that stop them to do other things. So it's always like to see how the balance between these two things. This is the first thing. And then also embodiment techniques like breathing, like, for me, for example, breathing was like, what can you do breathing? Like, we all breathe. For me, it was such a little bit stupid thing to understand. But once I understood the power of breathing, like, it's really, I really connected to it. So it's also one of the techniques that I use in my sessions, which is connecting body and mind, these kind of things.
Okay, let's share some examples, if you don't mind. What are the most typical examples of energy boosters and energy drainers? That way we can all have an idea.
Yeah. Well, the first drainer that pops up in the morning is people scrolling in the phone. It's like you wake up and the first thing you do is scrolling in your phone, looking for messages or entering Instagram. What do? You're in your bed and you're allowing hundreds and hundreds of people enter your bed first thing in the morning. Second thing we sometimes get wrong, breakfast. What you have for your breakfast, it will be or your booster or your drainer, because it's so important, the first thing that you put in your body in the morning. Activities. If you don't do any activity, if all your day you stay with your laptop at home, this is your drainer. What are the boosters? Going for a walk, having a food that nurtures you, breath work, yoga, these kind of things. So every person has its own drainers and boosters, but the most common are connected to what we do with our phones, with our nutrition, and with our activities.
How interesting. I like this energy boosters and energy drainers. Yes, you're right. We are like a batteries. In your business now, how people can like find you and work with you?
First, you can find me on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. You work mostly in person or you prefer like online?
Well, I work both ways, online
Mm-hmm.
and personally, but I prefer really to work in person.
Okay, and you work more like with the professionals. Like, what are the professionals? Are they like in corporate world, trying to get get better results in life, or what this person is like looking for when they're looking for a coach?
Well, as an executive coach, you know that any person who is ready to work with the coach can come to the executive coach. I had it wrong actually before I started to study executive coaching, because I thought that all coaches, they have a direction like expertise, and that's where their clients are. But actually, executive coaching is for any person who is ready to discover what are limiting beliefs, barriers in their life, and to get clarity. Because
Mm-hmm.
coach never gives expertise. We are not mentors. But as an person who had such a background with expertise, and as a mentor, I have two programs. First one is Champions Mindset, where I work with executives, high achievers, leaders who want to gain clarity, who want to find out their purpose, who want to overcome their limiting beliefs and to see more clear where they want to get in their life. And there I apply my expertise as a professional athlete also, because I integrate all these things like discipline, self-leadership, resilience, commitment in this program. And another one which I discovered on my way in my executive coaching career is that I also can give an expertise as a woman who is going through the stage of her life, which
Mm-hmm.
is perimenopause. And uh, I discovered so many things on my own
Mm-hmm.
that are so different. And that's why I created Aligned Living Blueprint program for women who is 40 plus, to show them that this is not at all the end. And you can live totally fulfilled and great, have a great body, be active, and everything gonna be fine. But you need to change things in your life, because many times we had that one idea of our life, like how it all's going, but with all these hormonal changes, it is so different. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what where we get lost, you know. And I had so many discoveries I with nutrition, with activities, and that's where you have to adjust so much in your life. So that's why I put my expertise and mentoring in this program.
I love this. I could have a whole podcast you talking about menopause because, and I'm saying this can be whole another podcast because yes, this thing in a woman's life is such a huge shift, and it can go either up or it can go either down. So this can be a whole different topic, but I'm so glad that you are doing this and helping women with this. I want to ask you probably the last question. Can you see the difference between coaching men and coaching women? Because men are more masculine. The energy, I would say, it's maybe more natural for them to be high achiever, to go and not stop. Because, but women are a little bit different. Like you said, the menopause, the cycles. We can go fast, but then we are experiencing more burnouts and more being feeling of lost. Would you say that there are different things between this?
Yeah, that's the great question actually. You know, yes, there is a big difference. Mm, Men, yes, they are more high achievers, but they have more clarity where they want to go with the goals, and they are like more structured. Uh, the thing is that with the men, it's very hard to work emotional
Mm,
part, and that's the thing that they do need. We all need to put our emotions out there, because if we have them inside of us, it's not a great thing. Because there will be a day when they will feel also overwhelmed and burnout, because all these emotions are inside and they are just doing a bomb. So, and women, yes, we take things differently. If we go with
mhm,
the same masculine uh, way of doing things, we we can't be sustainable in time with all these practices, because we have our cycle, we have our mood that is fluctuating. We have most they have families, they take care of kids, so it's really different for women. But there is a way for them to do it differently. You just have to adjust it to your own. The thing is that sometimes women are really afraid that if they do not act as a man, then they won't be at the same level.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me, it's not true. I think I never had a problem to thrive in my executive career just because I'm a woman. I think it's a question of how you go for it and yeah, how you frame it. But yeah, we have to adjust to our way of living and to our cycle.
That is true. Yeah. We are different. And sometimes as a woman we really want to be in that masculine and be like the men to prove something that we can do it and we are feminists and we can be that. But sometimes I say let do the men the job.
Right?
So you said let's invite people to work with you. You said LinkedIn and the menopause course. Is it like online course or is it like online one-on-one?
It's hybrid.
Okay.
So there are sessions that we can do online. Like for example, a session for nutrition. It's like a part of this program. It can be handled online perfectly. But when I do a diagnosis, when I show the activities, the training things, because this is all integrated. Like it's not only that I'm saying to you that you have to go for a walk or you have to train or you have to lift
Mm-hmm.
weights. No, no, no. I'm showing you how to do this, because many women, they are lost.
Mm.
Also, there are so many things that they block them because they always thought that they have to do cardio. And when you say women in perimenopause or in menopause that they have to lift weights, it's
Mm.
kind of, oh my God, what should I do? They don't know. So I also I train, I have videos online, and I also train in person. If I can go with this person and show the technique, I go and I stay there. So it's hybrid. It depends. The other program, I prefer to do it on one-to-one, and it depends on, or we're doing it in premises of the person, or I also work in the cover sometimes in the club. So it's all adjusted to the person who is working with me.
I like that because I feel like a lot of people anyway are like waking up to be in person and to transform with the person than everything online. I feel like it's time where lots of people wants to connect and wants to have that coach by their side, because I think having coach by your side is such a bigger impact in your life. Having somebody talk to you through a screen. Okay, so you said you are doing nutritions for people. So you are not just executive coach. You are like a lot more than that. So like what else? Like you do nutrition, you do coaching. What else is there hidden that we don't know?
You know, I would call myself a
Huh?
personal trainer for body and mind. Yes, because I'm not only executive coach, what I started. Yeah. I used to be a personal trainer as training, because I never stopped
Okay.
training in my life. I always do sport. Actually I do some kickboxing training, personal training also.
Mm-hmm.
I do programs for women to how to train in perimenopause and menopause, how to do this basic training with lifting weights. Uh, I also do nutrition, and I had to learn it. I actually was very curious, and I had to learn it very hard way, because 10 years ago I was discovered all type of intolerances that you can have. gluten, lactose, fructose. And that's why I was so curious to discover what can I eat. I love cooking, so I started to adjust all the recipes to my intolerances. So I also work with these inflammation processes.
Mm.
And now I also have a certificate for nutrition and metabolism. So I also adjust the nutrition. It's like when I talk about aligned living blueprint program, it's like the whole structure for everything. That's why I'm saying, like, if you want to describe it in one phrase, it will be a personal trainer for body and mind.
I feel like you are so full of surprise, and there is like so much more we can get out of you. That you can't just be locked in a box. I guess that's very hard for you.
No.
So that's why I'm like, oh my gosh, she's got so much more going on than I thought, and we are running out of time. But anyway, I guess we can finish with this. So thank you so much, Anna, for being here. I really love this conversation. There is great things you have said, and I feel like it's gonna help a lot of people, and definitely they're gonna look you up and probably maybe hit you up and try to work with you. They are based in Barcelona. So thank you so much for being here.
And thank you so much for having me. It was a great
Yes.
conversation.